The Power of Imitation, How to Succeed by Shamelessly Borrowing Other People's Best Ideas. This is the story of Mohnish Pabrai. Mohnish Pabrai is playing a 30-year game. He is attempting to turn $1 million into $1 billion by cloning Warren Buffett. He's spent thousands of hours learning the rules of the game. But most people don't know about or don't follow those rules. Here's what you need to know. Two quotes from Richer, Wiser, Happier by William Green form the basis of Pabrai's rules of the game and kick off the first chapter, which is titled, The Man Who Cloned Warren Buffett. How to Succeed by Shamelessly Borrowing Other People's Best Ideas. The first is from Niccolo Machiavelli. A wise man ought always to follow the paths beaten by great men and to imitate those who have been supreme, so that if his ability does not equal theirs, at least it will savor of it. The second is from Charlie Munger. I believe in the discipline of mastering the best that other people have ever figured out. I don't believe in just sitting down and dreaming it up all by yourself. Nobody is that smart. Before we dive further into the story of Mohnish Pabrai, we welcome our new viewers and audience. Please consider subscribing to this channel. Click on the bell to get notifications for new videos. Please leave a like to make this channel visible to other winners seeking to win. First, a little about Pabrai. His grandfather was a famous magician and his father was an entrepreneur who had an uncanny knack for founding companies that went bankrupt. He performed poorly at school, once ranking 62nd in a class of 65. He suffered from low self-esteem. In 9th grade, he was given an IQ test that changed his life. His score was 180 and was told he just wasn't applying himself. Pabrai grew up in India and moved to the US to attend Clemson University and study computer engineering. After working 5 years at Tellabs, he used credit cards and his 401k funds to start his own IT company, Transtech, which he later sold for $20 million. In 1994, he read One Up on Wall Street by Peter Lynch while waiting for a flight at Heathrow Airport. It was the first time he had learned about Warren Buffett and was fascinated by Buffett's record of compounding money at 31% for over 44 years. $1 would have grown to $144,523 in just 44 years. Pabrai began devouring everything he could about Buffett. The more he learned, the more he felt Buffett had discovered the laws of investing. Yet, few lived by Buffett's rules. Most fund managers hold too many positions, are paid too much for them, and trade too often. Pabrai decided to see if he could emulate Buffett's results. His goal was to average 26%, which would double his money every 3 years and turn $1 million into $1 billion in 30 years. He quickly turned to the idea of cloning Buffett. Pabrai said, "I'm a shameless copycat. Everything in my life is cloned. I have no original ideas." Pabrai cloned 3 core concepts from Buffett's investing strategy. First, buying a stock means buying a piece of an ongoing business with an underlying value, not a piece of paper for speculators to trade. Second, the value of a business is not always reflected in its stock price. Stock prices often fail to reflect the true value of a company. The market is manic depressive. Stay disconnected from the market's craziness and patiently wait for mispriced opportunities. Third, buy stocks only when it's selling at a discount to that value. The gap between intrinsic value and the stock price provides a margin of safety. Some other key concepts cloned from Buffett. Circle of competence, only invest in companies you truly understand. Competitive advantage, look for better businesses rather than just cheap businesses. Too hard, avoid companies with financial statements that are difficult to understand. It should be easy to figure out how the business makes money. Avoid companies based in countries with questionable shareholder rights. Avoid startups and IPOs. The added hype makes it less likely to find bargains. Avoid short selling because the upside is only 100% but the downside is unlimited. Ignore macroeconomics. It's too complex. Avoid meeting the management of companies. They will bias you with sales speak and unreliable information. Inner scorecard. Live by the standards you set for yourself and stop worrying about what others might think of you. Pabrai clones not only investing strategies, but also philanthropy, how to avoid mistakes, manage his brand, run his business, approach relationships, structure his time, and how to lead a happy life. Thank you for watching today's episode. Kindly like this video and subscribe to this channel. Please drop your suggestions for the kind of content you'd like to see next.